Hi there. Thank you for joining me for another video visit. My name is Esther Herbert, and if you've been following me throughout this journey, you know a few things about me. This week, I want to highlight addictions. It's something that I have had in my life, and I believe a lot of mental illnesses have a symptom of addiction. And for me, it was tobacco and alcohol. Those were my two primary. And my mom does know this already, so I won't be shocking the dear 93-year-old with the news that I started drinking at 8 years old. I started at a party. My older brother was having a party at the house. The parents were out of town. And I thought, how cool. You know, here he was having a drink and having cigarettes. And I thought, ooh, maybe I should try some of that. So I didn't do it in front of anybody at the party. I just snuck them and took them off to my room, and away I went. Now, unfortunately, that was the beginning of my addiction to both cigarettes and many, many different forms of alcohol. So I drank all the way through high school. As you know from maybe my high school video, I did get into trouble by driving while I was intoxicated. I didn't have a DUI or anything like that. I seemed to avoid that for some reason, but I did take out 2 cars before 16 and I smashed those up. I had all kinds of rebellious behavior. Now that led into college, university, and I was a heavy drinker there and tried to hide it. It was a private Christian school and it was certainly frowned upon. So when I did get caught being really intoxicated one night, I was subsequently kicked out, as you saw in that video, College Days and Humiliation. So alcohol always played a part in my life. When I worked in the restaurants, I would steal it from behind the bar, put it in a styrofoam cup, take it to the back wait station and drink on that all day long, hoping to hide from people. If I was at parties, you know, I would just tell people I was drinking orange juice. In reality, it was just straight vodka. So that's the thing that I would do over and over again, all the while having a cigarette in hand, and I was addicted to both. So I guess it was a very huge portion of my life, and I didn't realize I had a mental illness. I know that many symptoms of bipolar include being addicted and having addictive personalities. And when I was properly diagnosed in the year 2000, I had quit drinking in 92. And I'm thinking how amazing and providential that was for me to have quit before I started the lithium medication that I'm on today, because you can't have an effective result of using your medication while you are taking, drugs of any kind, alcohol, all of that mixes very poorly with your medication. So I am so grateful that I did quit in May 11, 92. I've had 27 years of sobriety, and I have been properly diagnosed since 2000. And I'm very, very thankful for that. Now, if you are a person that thinks you can mix your medication with alcohol, I really want you to rethink that, because it is something that is detrimental. It will give you an adverse result, and you don't get a true picture of what's going on. If the doctor says cut it out completely and you think, no way can I cut that out completely, well, do 1 or 2 drinks. Cut it down to something that is manageable and smart for what you have. Because if I were bipolar and taking all this lithium and drinking like I used to, I would still be a very ill, very sick person. And I wouldn't be where I am today talking to you about no shame about a mental illness. Get out there and you can do all things, So I'm very grateful for that. Just a quick word of advice from somebody who's been there and somebody who is, recovered. Nothing will affect your life more than being of right mind and not having anything just a little bit faded or a little bit askew, because I know what alcohol does. It relaxes you, it makes you feel good for a while, but then there's so many bad things about it that won't make you feel good overall. And I think you know that in your heart of hearts. So just wanted to let you know that I've given up tobacco, given up alcohol completely, 27 years, and it was probably the smartest thing I've ever done in my life. I'm encouraging you to do the same, and I believe that you can. There is no doubt in my mind. So I want to tell you today that life is good, and life can be something that you can embrace and enjoy. Doing the right thing might not feel good at the time, but in the long run, it certainly will change your life. And I believe that. So please join me on the YouTube channel that I have, Esther Herbert, and go to the About tab, and you will see at the bottom contact information for me to speak to your group or your community or your anywhere. I'm happy to talk about bipolar, mental health, addictions. Thank you for joining me today. God bless.